and XRPL. Plus, apparently, the crypto project SUI, SUI, has done really well this week, and a lot of people are excited about it. I have a poll at the top. Do you own SUI? I actually don't own any. I might get some, but obviously not on the pump. I will set a limit order. Come on. But yesterday we did a live stream. When we did the live stream yesterday, we kind of talked about price action. Is this the right time to buy? Is it not the time to buy? What's going on? Me personally, I really like the price action of Bitcoin, how it's kind of going sideways in a lower range that we were in previously, because it gives us a discount on some altcoins at some time. So is it the right time to buy for you? Maybe not. Is it the right time to buy for me? Some things, yes. Some things, yes. So let's go ahead and get into it. Also, too, Lo is home from school this week because summer school is out. I do keep her in summer school because her school, they still do like, it's not just play, it's not just daycare. They do, what we generally do is we put her in classes that she's not performing well enough in. So for example, she's struggling with, her printing is like very, very, very sloppy. And because she's super busy all the time. So we put her in writing and we put her in reading and Spanish, math, and then like jewelry and cooking, stuff like that. Plus she's around her friends and she loves to play, like loves to play. So it's a really good balance. I love her school. Her school makes me feel comfortable, safe. I love that she's there. She has a good time, but she's off this week and then she starts next week. So my schedule might change, but I'm going to be a rare Evo this week, which is fun. I think I'm leaving Thursday. And then I'll be back Sunday. So I'll still have content for you guys, but not as much. So if you guys are going to be in Vegas, if you're going to the conference, come say hi. If you're not going to the conference, come to the after stuff. Come say hi. It'll be super fun. But anyways, let's get straight into the news. And also too, we're doing a girls' day today. We're going to go on shopping spree, probably to Dollar Tree and to the thrift store. Probably we might stop at the mall to get a pretzel, that type of stuff. But anyways, let's get into it. So this is the current state of the market. This is going to be the daily. Sats is up 18%. SUI 13. Ordi 12%. Aptos, TIA, all kinds of layer ones are popping. They're on and popping, baby. On and popping. Now taking a look at the weekly. SUI is up 90%, so that's why we put it in the title. Got to get that clickbait. So things are looking good on the weekly. Things are looking pretty good on the weekly. Now, when I take a look at Bitcoin price, we were not able to close above $60,000. We close at like 59,000. Me personally, if we can just keep on ranging in this area here between like 60,000, 52, 53 at the lowest, I would be very, very, very happy on the weekly because essentially it's going to let us cool off a bit. Also, if we look at the previous price action that happened back in 2021, February to about May, it was pretty nice price action. It was a top and we did get a drop. So you could potentially expect a drop. It's really, really, really up to you what you think the market is going to do. Me personally, I like this kind of cool off period because remember we were up here between 60 and about 70,000 for quite some time. So it's a nice cool off period in my personal opinion. I like it. Taking a look at the daily. Daily, we did get some, last week we did get some swing highs like 62, 63, but we're just trading underneath $60,000, which is fine. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart over here, 4 hours having a bit of problems breaking above. Market CIPHER did print a green dot, but at the same time, if we want to get super, super bullish again, we really need to break above 63 and then continue to attack these areas. I personally would like us to stay between about like 63 and possibly like 57, 58. Any courses to do for day trading? I don't offer any. There's a lot of people that do. It's something we've never done on the channel. Probably should have and made money on those ref links, but whatever. But you can go to Investopedia. Investopedia is 100% free, and they've got a lot of great resources there. You can teach yourself. Now, taking a quick look at Ethereum. What's going on with her? We'll talk about Ethereum a little bit later because we do have a story about Ethereum. So let's get straight into this with Ripple because this is exciting news. We all know that the lawsuit semi-ended last week, which was good. That is positive. The judge ruled that XRP only needs to pay $125 million fine as opposed to a $2 billion fine. Both sides have like 60 days to appeal. I think that there is a strong possibility either side may appeal, primarily the SEC, just because they've been on a pretty massive losing streak recently. But again, that might not happen. Either way, if you hold a decent amount of XRP and if you're holding XRP and you're day trading it or swing trading it, whatever it is, that's something you want to put in your trading and investing journal because fundamental analysis does matter. Now, this story over here is pretty neat. Ripple begins testing its stablecoin on Ethereum and XRPL ledger. Why is this positive? Well, number one, they're using their own technology, XRPL ledger, and also Ethereum. We do know that Ethereum is a banker's coin, which is absolutely wonderful. Well, not Ethereum. Apologies. Well, kind of, sort of now. I don't know. I feel like ever since they merged over from proof of work to proof of stake, it makes it a little bit more centralized. The reason why I say Ethereum is a banker's coin and XRP is a banker's coin, primarily Ethereum. Well, no, primarily XRP, but with Ethereum is because BlackRock and all those companies, they want to use that to for RWAs and that type of stuff. So it could become a banker's coin. XRP has always been a banker's coin, and that's fine, totally fine. It doesn't make me bearish on it at all. But let's go in and get into the nitty gritty of what's going on over here. So they began testing their stablecoin, Ripple USD, which the ticker is going to be RLUSD. And again, you guys, it's a stablecoin. You're not going to be able to trade this. You could trade, I guess, XRP profits into this, or, depending on what they end up doing with it. Also, too, on the Ethereum mainnet, and it's being tested by enterprise partners for security and reliability, backed by U.S. Treasury, dollar deposits, and cash equivalents. Monthly audits plan, which that makes sense. They are going to have monthly audits. That is important for transparency. And the interesting thing about the monthly audits is, like, generally, I think like the SEC requires quarterly audits for like TradFi, but crypto is like a little bit more on top of it, I feel like. Ripple also aims to offer RLUSD and XRP for global payment services, which makes sense because RLUSD is going to be stable and flat. And regulatory approval is pending, so it's not tradable yet. And according to the article, the stablecoin market is currently worth $160 billion. It could grow to $2.8 trillion by 2028. We know there's a lot of money in stablecoins. This move makes sense for Ripple as a company, because they do a lot of money transmitter, and they do work with a lot of traditional financial institutions on a global scale. So this does make sense. I don't know if they are going to be doing this in the US or not right away. Probably we'll have to wait till lawsuit ends. But then again, who knows? And then as far as XRP price action, because I know quite a few of you very concerned with that, and you guys are very upset that it's not pumping like crazy, numbers not going up. That's not the way it works. Just because we got positive news with the lawsuit doesn't mean price has to pump. The market owes you nothing. But if you do zoom out, if you really zoom out and you do look at the weekly, this actually looks like some nice bullish consolidation. If you're someone who is very bullish on XRP long-term and you anticipate number to go up long-term, this might be a great area for accumulation. But it looks different when we zoom in. On the daily, it's like, what are we doing? We're dumping. But on the weekly, it does look pretty decent. We can say that we technically are in an uptrend. Kind of, sort of, not really. But at the same time, we've got really great support here at about 41 cents. Then we've got more support over here at 28 cents. I'm not saying we are going to hit these targets again. I'm just trying to show you where the support is. And then we've got some resistance at about 66 cents. And then over here at about 75 cents. We did get a swing wick high over here, 2023. But realistically, we've kind of been consolidating between about 41 cents and 64 cents recently. So again, this is big news for Ripple. It's going to be interesting to see who approves this stablecoin if it does get approved in the US, in my personal opinion. Now, let's get into the next story over here. This is the coin SWI. I don't know too much about it. I don't own any of it, and this segment is not sponsored. I have to say that because people are cuckoo on the internet. So SWI leads crypto market with 78% weekly uptick. Here's why. So let's see why it's pumping, what's going on? Was it bullish? What's going on? So apparently the trading volume reached 376 million in the past 24 hours, the highest since June 7th. And they are a permissionless smart contract platform, layer one, which is similar to a lot of the other layer ones as well. All permissionless. Some potential reasons for this article, the potential reasons they listed in this article. Apparently, there was some large OTC bids. Holder strength remains strong even after huge token unlocks, and there was a recent technical upgrade. I think that probably the recent technical upgrade probably what did it, because the large OTC bids, if it's done over the counter, it shouldn't impact the market too terribly much. And then the holder strength doesn't really do anything because people are essentially just kind of holding that line. So it sustains above support. So it's probably the big technical upgrade. Let's see if we can pull it up on the chart out of curiosity. Also, too, I don't own any of this. I don't know too much about it. The chart does look interesting. You can see number went up, then it went down, and then it pumped like crazy, and then it went back down. So right now on the weekly, it's looking decent. Taking a look at the daily's looking okay as well. It did have a nice move up from this low at about 51 cents, and we're currently trading at about $1.04. This does make sense. This area of support, primarily, it's about 50 cents. We've got some previous price action support here at about in November of 2023. So this does make sense why we saw such a bullish move. However, this bullish move, that's not necessarily could have been predicted. Also, too, they have the grayscale kind of cosign. And again, I've told you guys, anytime there's grayscale's holding something, it is worth paying attention to. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm just simply saying pay attention to it, in my personal opinion. So congratulations to all the SWE holders. Would I buy it at this price now? No, I would not. Was this the local bottom? Probably. But I would probably wait for a retracement. That's just me. Also, too, thank you to everybody who's watching me on YouTube and to TikTok. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Of course, Gamer holds SWE. He says, I am in the green. Keep an eye on September 1st because they will have a token unlock on it. So what do we mean by token unlocks? Well, basically, when there was an ICO or there was a sale or any of that type of stuff, what they do with the unlocks is that they have different vesting schedules for either for the team or for the people that invested, the VCs, etc. So basically all that means is that those people could potentially dump on the open market. So it could indicate some downward price action, but at the same time, it might not. So if you're somebody who's actively trading, investing, or holding, those are things that you do want to pay attention to, in my personal opinion, but you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do. Now let's get into this one over here. Bank of Japan official rules out another rate hike this year. We talked about this last week. The BOJ recently raised rates for the first time in over a decade, destabilizing global markets, including Bitcoin. So basically, when they raised the interest rate from 0.25%, on July 31st, it was the first rate hike in over a decade. Everything crashed. There was a really bad day in the Japanese stock market. US stock market was a hot mess. Bitcoin was a hot mess. Everything was a hot mess. So they saw what they did, and they're probably like, you know what? We're not going to do this again for a while. We might want to wait. And I think one of the reasons why they might want to wait could be because of what's happening in the US with our because it's a hot mess over here, especially with all the fake numbers that are being put out, and this is happening and that is happening. I'm not going to get into too much of that. But I know that there is a really big event on X tonight for those of you who are interested in that, between Elon Musk and Mr. T. If you guys want to check that out, I will probably listen in to see what's going on. Very, very interested in that as always. But yeah, so they're not going to be raising rates for a while in Japan. Now, let's talk about Ethereum. Okay. BlackRock Ethereum ETF on track to hit $1 billion in net inflows. Inflows are when money's coming in. BlackRock's Ethereum ETF has accumulated $901 million since its launch and may soon hit $1 billion in net inflows. Grayscale's Ethereum ETF remains the dominant player in the market despite intense outflows. So this is just basically what they are anticipating to happen. They say that BlackRock says that Ethereum is on track to hit that as far as inflows go for the spot ETF. So cool. Exciting. Also last week, the spot Ethereum ETF had the first week of positive net inflows since they launched on July 23rd, 104 million total in net outflows for the week. Ethereum price action, what is going on with her? I'm actually going to remove these for now, just so I can kind of get a little bit of a different picture. This is going to be on the weekly over here on the weekly. Okay. So as far as Ethereum goes, we now have new support at $2,500. Our support previously was like $2,800 over here, but now our new support is like $2,500 because we have that really, really gnarly market dip. Market CIPHER does look like it wants to recover on the weekly, but when we do take a look at the daily, we essentially have bottomed out. So I would anticipate Ethereum to kind of range between this area here, 2,300 to about 2,800 for now. So that's all good and positive and dandy. Now, Morgan Stanley's Bitcoin ETF push a death wish, says former SEC official. Former U.S. State Securities and Exchange Commissioner John Reed Stark believes Morgan Stanley's Bitcoin ETF pitch could severely burden its compliance department. Why is that? I don't understand why. Well, let's read about it. What else? I don't know why. I don't know why that it would be. Let's see. Why would it? What's bad about this? Former U.S. state security. Okay, but why? could face compliance scrutiny after allowing the entire team of financial advisors to start pitching Bitcoin spot ETF exchange traded fund, or warns crypto skeptical, blah, blah, blah. By unleashing its legion of 1,500 brokers to pitch Bitcoin, Morgan Stanley has just voluntarily subjected themselves to what will likely become the biggest, largest SEC FINRA examination sweep in history. This is the dumbest thing I've ever read, ever. Like, okay, this is the thing. And this is why the SEC oversteps their bounds with stupid things like this, okay? You have something that was approved by the SEC so that it can be traded to specific people. You have licensed and regulated financial advisors who are now pitching this product to their clients, which they would do with any other ETF. So why does it matter if it's a Bitcoin ETF or a Apple ETF or Amazon ETF? I don't know. I'm just saying. Just saying. So this is why people get so frustrated with the SEC. And this is why people are so upset about this current administration, is because the SEC is allowed to act like hot messes, and it's not okay. So I don't agree with what he says. But again, I'm not a regulator, and I think it would be a very, very big mistake if they, in fact, did go after these financial advisors, because they're literally licensed. They literally go to school for this. They're licensed and they know best, right? So that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why would you become a financial advisor? You're allowed to give financial advice. Your company has this product, but you're not allowed to sell that product? Doesn't make sense. It's just like working at McDonald's and you're not allowed to say to somebody, would you like fries with that? That's basically what that means. In my personal opinion, that's how ridiculous it sounds. But I'm just a shock jock, so I don't know. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about these major token unlocks. So Aptos, the Sandbox, and Arbitrum have token unlocks scheduled for next week. The total value of tokens unlocked exceeds 230 million. Oh my. So Aptos is going to be on August 12th, Sandbox August 14th, Starknet August 15th, Arbitrum August 16th, blah, blah, blah. So what does this mean? This means if you're holding these assets, this is something that you want to pay attention to. It depends what your trading and investing strategy is. But generally, when there's token unlocks, the number could go down. So just wanted to share that with you for those of you who are interested in actively trading and all that type of stuff. Or let's say you're somebody who wants to potentially buy some of these. You might want to set alerts because maybe the number is going to go down and you get to scoop it up, or maybe it pumps. I don't know. Also, too, we got to do a shout out to Lingo because they're doing some crazy airdrops over there. I am invested. Disclosure. I am invested. So if you don't know what Lingo is, it is a gamified RWA powered rewards token. They have very big airdrops planned. And if you're early, you can complete tasks to earn air miles or points for future airdrops. New user signups are now closed, but you can still earn points if you're already signed up. And points can only be earned by engaging with Lingo Power posts and by following partners. And Lingo is going to have a DApp coming soon. So if this is something you're interested in, we have links down below. And again, I am invested in this. Now I want to talk about this story over here. Tornado Cash developer Alexei seeks $1 million for legal defense. Do you guys know what Tornado Cash? If you don't know what it is, I'll explain it to you. Basically, it's a mixer, and a lot of people, there's like kind of got the crypto community divide. Some people don't like it because it mixes the anytime you send from point A to point B. Other people like it for privacy reasons. Me personally, I like to assume that everybody is doing the right thing. They're not doing anything illicit. They're not doing anything bad. They're paying their taxes, and they're not being naughty. So I don't really see the issue why they have to attack Tornado Cash and the developers, because just because somebody created something doesn't mean they should be held accountable for other people's bad actions. It's just like saying it's like a Coca-Cola. You drink a Coca-Cola and you get sick, but then you're mad at Coca-Cola. Like Coca-Cola just made this product and you decided to use it. Or let's say, for example, we lit this candle. I lit this candle and then I put my hand in it and I got burned. That was my choice to put my hand in it and do something silly. Wouldn't do that. But that's kind of the mindset of that. And I do think that code is law, and I don't think that people should be punished for creating things. And also, too, with these types of technologies, especially with AI, you can find out if somebody's doing something naughty. You can. So I don't think that they should be in the type of trouble that they are in my personal opinion. Keter said Bank of Japan, oopsie. Why is SWI going up? It's going up because they made a new development, and also to the Grayscale. Grayscale is doing a trust, doing something with them. So that's why number went up. But again, you guys, just because things are pumping, we do not want to just buy the top. What we like to do is we like to pay attention, and we like to maybe set limit orders or dollar cost average, those types of things. We never just want to blindly ape in. Gamer said Grayscale added SWI into their portfolios. This was a catalyst for SWI going up, plus the technical upgrade because Gamer's here for the tech, right? We are buying Jasmine, not financial advice. I know that TikTok, that's a favorite on TikTok. Shout out to you guys. John Legend said someone is anti-suggestive selling crypto. Excuse me, more prejudice. By the way, the world, everyone suffers few bad actors. I've hated this since elementary school. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. There's bad actors everywhere. That's just the way humans work. It is. Anyways, you guys, short show today. I'm going to get going. Me and Lo, we've got some girl stuff to do. I probably won't post a video later. Maybe if there's something super exciting, I will, maybe I'll do like a short or something. But we got to go to do girl stuff. I want to spend time with my baby because she's out of school. Again, Dollar Tree is a great place. If you got little girls or teenage girls, you got to go on the shopping sprees. Dollar Tree is a great place for that. They've got all kinds of makeup and nail polish, all kinds of girly stuff. Or thrift store, great place. Great place. And also, too, when you shop at the thrift store, you're recycling. And we might stop at the mall for a pretzel because why not? Anyways, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Shout out to our partners, SQUIDGROW and to Market CIPHER. I appreciate the entire O Army. Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to YouTube. I hope to see some of you guys at Rare Evo. Make sure to come say hi to me. I will be there. But sending everybody love and light. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Also, I didn't get to see the meteor shower last night. I went outside, but we didn't see it. And then Lo said it was too dark. She got scared, so we went in the house. Anyways, bye-bye. What is my favorite project in crypto? Bitcoin. Goodbye. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, Moon.